It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
And everybody's getting wet now. The rain is here, and it's going to be solid rain between now and Sunday. Maybe even some residual rain on Sunday. So, got to be aware. The one area that I'm worried about, and again, I'm not like this guy who's not worried about anything. I'm worried about Sierra Madre. Sierra Madre has a dam that's above all those homes there, all those beautiful, beautiful homes. Sierra Madre in downtown Sierra Madre, which is right near the racetrack, right near Santa Anita and Arcadia, right next door to Arcadia, is one of those beautiful areas in the world. In the world. That little downtown area. You ever go through there, Crows? That little downtown area of Sierra Madre?
I have. I've been there a couple times. They do a really cool thing on Halloween, too, there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like literally going back to the 1960s.
Yeah, they've got an itty-bitty theater there that's like a little community theater that, like I said, on Halloween, they do a really cool thing where people show up in costume and stuff.
And just the smell of that little hardware store is unbelievable. Oh, man. They got it going on out there. So they have a dam above all these beautiful, beautiful homes. You know, there's no two homes in Sierra Madre that look alike. These aren't track homes. These are homes that are built with a lot of stone, a lot of craftsmen, a lot of work went into it. Beautiful driveways, manicured lawns and bushes, shrubbery, flowers. It's beautiful up there. And they've got a dam above there, though, that if that breaks or overflows, it could be a disaster for that area. I imagine if you live in Sierra Madre, that you're keeping both eyes on the rain. And you're not like this guy.
I'm not worried about the rain at all.
That guy doesn't live in Sierra Madre. But if you do live in Sierra Madre, it's going to be a sleepless night. You're going to be up all night. Every time you hear a branch moving outside, or maybe thunder, or you see lightning, whatever, or you just hear the winds, or you hear rumbling of water and mud, you're going to be up. And I bet a lot of people in Sierra Madre, if you got young kids, are maybe staying at mom and dad's tonight or a hotel, because this is the guy. I hope it doesn't happen. I think everybody does, but that could, if that dam either breaks or the water comes over that dam, that is going to be hell for Sierra Madre. Let's find out what's going on there. With Sierra Madre.
This is a very cute little shop. It's called Mary's Market, and they are closed for the day like many of the small mom and pop businesses out here. That's because parking is not allowed over here. What they have in place, if we pan over this way, Meredith, you can see they have this caution tape. They really want people who are coming up to this area not to park outside.
That's right.
They have that red flag up, and that essentially goes out for this entire area. If you're someone who lives here, if you're someone who works here, don't park outside. They want to make sure that there's enough space for first responders to get here just in case we do get some flooding.
I'm not worried about the rain at all.
You start. If you're in Sierra Madre, start.
Now, as you can see, just looking at the ground, it is pretty dry. It's been raining pretty consistently, but for the most part, very uneventful.
Yeah, uneventful now, but just wait.
Now, take a look at this video. This is from earlier, and we can take a look at the dam here in Sierra Madre.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. The dam in Sierra Madre. It's old. It's had problems in the past, and if that water comes over that dam, there's nothing else to stop that mud and that water until it gets to the, 210 freeway.
Dam here in Sierra Madre, they've done a great job over the last few weeks ensuring that the infrastructure here holds up.
Okay, they're saying that the city of Sierra Madre did a great job clearing that dam out, but if you ask anybody who lives out there, they say the exact opposite. That the city hasn't paid enough attention to the dam there at Sierra Madre. So I don't know what the truth is. Maybe it's somewhere in between.
Getting ready for weather just like this. For months, LA County, they've been removing dirt, rock, and debris from the catch basins in preparation for the winter months, essentially making room for days like today. Should we get a downpour, the debris basins are functioning properly. It prevents mudslides and flooding. Looking ahead, the most significant bout of rain is expected tonight into Saturday.
Yeah, huge. Tonight, tomorrow. that area could get 5 to 6 inches of rain in the foothills.
There is an evacuation warning for folks here in Altadena and also Sierra Madre. Take a look at this. The burn zones from the Eaton fire, they're now in phase 1 of evacuation warning.
Yeah, phase 1.
That means moderate to heavy of debris flows and flash flooding. That went into effect 6 o'clock last night. These warnings will transition into phase 2 of evacuation orders at 8 o'clock tonight when the heavier rain is supposed to arrive. Phase 2 means debris and mud flows may occur at more widespread locations.
Okay, you got to be aware of this. If you live in that area, that's what talk radio does better than anybody else. We have people on the station from, Amy King to Bill Handel, Gary and Shannon, John Colbell, myself, and then whoever's 7 and 10, and then George Norrie. But we continue to give you more information on how horrible this could be for a lot of people who live here in Southern California. When the rain comes out, or when there's winds, or there's fires, or there's an earthquake, KFI is the station to turn to. We give you that information to try to keep you safe.
If the rains are heavy tomorrow, we may have evacuation orders. And again, what we do know is when we get to this point, the threat for mud flow and damage is pretty significant.
Well, I think the weather people just made a big hoopla about all this heavy rain. And I mean, if I could be out here with my dog walking, it's not that bad.
Okay. All right. I get it. It's not that bad right now, but it's on its way.
Just a lot of mud flowing down, but nothing really to get scared about.
We've gotten sandbags from the city, and yeah, just a lot of hoping and praying and just monitoring what's happening.
That's right.
Now back out here live, take a look over there. You can see that gentleman over there, he has his property boarded up. He has sandbags out. That's really all they can do while they wait out this storm. Now, another thing I do want to show you, if we can pan over this way, just take a look at the wash. The water is moving nice and easy. This is exactly what we want to see during weather like this. It's there's no mud, there's no debris, so hopefully it stays this way. That is the very latest. I'm Lena Bourbon reporting live here in Sierra Madre.
All right, Lena Bobian out there. She got the more difficult job out there. We're going to check in with Malibu as well. They're right now getting hit hard with this rain. This is a subtropical river that's coming through California, and it's going to happen all day. You've got to keep it on KFI, or if you want some video, turn on local news. But this rain is not going to stop. There's a low off of the northern part of California that's going to keep this atmospheric river focused right on Los Angeles, right on the heart of Los Angeles and Southern California into Orange County. It's a lot of rain coming. I know it's late. We said Thursday, and then we said maybe early Friday, but it's here. And now it's not going to stop until late tomorrow night. So be prepared. Worry about it. Worry about it. Not overly worried. Don't get in your car and drive to Cleveland to avoid it. But be aware of you and your neighbors. If your neighbors need help, this is going to be a lot of rain, and there could be a significant amount of damage because of it. Tonight, especially at around 12:30. Actually, that's 12:30 tomorrow. That's when a huge front is coming in. So all weekend long, be aware and help your neighbors if they need it. There, because a lot of older people living here in Southern California, and they can't move around like us. Like us 30-year-olds.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
LA City leaders discuss storm preparation.
Those bursts of heavy rain to pick up through the morning and last into the afternoon. There will be some locations where the rain gets extremely heavy, not only on the burn scars, but also affecting the larger community across the greater Los Angeles area. This is when the risk for significant flooding will increase, along with the potential for landslides and burn scar debris flows. The worst of the conditions is expected to persist through early Saturday afternoon. Now, by mid-afternoon into Saturday evening, the heaviest rain will be shifting to the north of the city of Los Angeles, and there should be even a few breaks from the rain. In fact, the sun may even come out in a few spots by later Saturday afternoon. Don't let your guard down, though, because the energy from the sun could allow for additional heavy showers to develop later in the afternoon and into the evening. Those localized afternoon and evening downpours could worsen flooding, landslide, and debris flow potential. Looking further ahead, other than a few light showers around late Saturday night, the most dangerous conditions should conclude by the end of the flood watch at 10 p.m. Saturday evening. But be on guard because additional weaker storms could affect the region over the next several days. Now, I need to make mention that many Angelenos may not personally experience any damaging floods, landslides, or debris flows. However, the character of this weather system is such that many localized spots will have the potential to experience dangerous, life-threatening floods, landslides, and debris flows. The nature of this system is such that we can't be certain about exactly when and where these impacts will strike until right before they occur at the earliest. If you encounter flooding, never drive through flooded roadways. If you're in or near a burn scar area, be especially cautious of your vulnerabilities and be prepared to heed any directions from emergency management and law enforcement officials. In addition, there will be the potential for a few thunderstorms to affect the local area on Saturday, which could contain occasional lightning strikes, high rainfall rates, and gusty to perhaps locally damaging wind gusts. There's also a remote risk for a small, brief, weak tornado to occur. So please just be advised, and that if the winds suddenly pick up, or if you hear a severe weather warning from the National Weather Service, we recommend that you be indoors in a sturdy structure on the lowest floor with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Stay away from windows. Again, many people may be fortunate enough to be largely unaffected by the adverse weather. However, the type of weather system coming through is one that has the capability of being dangerous and even life-threatening. The alerts we issue are not intended to create fear, but rather to be a tool and resource to help you and your loved ones stay safe. Our confidence in dangerous weather striking any location may not be certain until it's too late to take action. So please take these alerts as an opportunity to prepare while there's time to do so. Hopefully, we can get through the system with as little impact as possible, even if we're ready for much worse. On behalf of the National Weather Service, we will continue working closely with our core partners, including emergency management officials, the mayor's office as well, to ensure that everyone has the latest available information on this evolving situation. To all Angelenos, on behalf of the National Weather Service, stay safe and take care. With that, I'm going to introduce Mayor Karen Bass. Thank you.
Dr. Cohen, first of all, let me just thank you so much for your information, your willingness to be here. I want Angelenos to know that he drives a couple of hours to come here from Oxnard, and we really appreciate you and your work. As always, I encourage all Angelenos to stay safe and prepare for this weekend. Slow down if you're driving and plan ahead for the potential for longer travel times. And please, if you don't have to leave your home, please don't. I do want Angelenos to know that the city is prepared and we are ready. Our Emergency Operations Center has been activated, and city crews are on standby to respond to any fallen trees or impacts to roadways. Chief Moore will share more about how LAFD has pre-deployed resources around the city. We will continue to maintain a proactive approach to bolstering vulnerable hillsides throughout Pacific Palisades from earlier this year, but as Dr. Cohen said, it is potential for mudslides to impact areas outside of the burn scar. Evacuation orders have been issued for select vulnerable properties within and around recent burn scar areas beginning at 8 p.m. tonight and through 8 a.m. Sunday. So as always, if you have been contacted by the Los Angeles Police Department at an impacted property, please, please, please heed official guidance and evacuate. As we head into the weekend, I again urge all Angelenos to stay prepared and safe. And as always, please call 911 for life-threatening situations. If you see flooding or fallen trees, please report by calling 311, which will be operating until extended hours. There have been a few reports of downed trees so far, and our city crews remain on standby to respond immediately. Please report any power outages to LADWP. Residents can also pick up sandbags at fire stations throughout the city, with sand also available for free at select fire stations. Please sign up also for emergency alerts at notifyla.org. Now, I want to introduce and turn this over to our new fire chief, who has been on the job for just a few hours, and welcome. Chief
Jaime Moore. Or Jaime Moore, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. What a way to start as fire chief. Mother Nature has a way of welcoming us. Again, my name is Jaime Moore, and I'm honored to serve as the newly appointed fire chief of the Los Angeles City Fire Department. I'm here tonight to update you on the city's preparations and ongoing response to the storm currently impacting Los Angeles. Evacuations warnings went into effect Thursday evening for the Palisades Fire, Sunset Fire, and the Hearst burn scar areas. These warnings will remain in place until Sunday, November 15th, approximately 11 a.m. At this time, no evacuation orders have been issued. Let me repeat that. No evacuation orders have been issued or in effect right now. If conditions worsen, warnings will be upgraded and evacuation orders will take place. Residents will be notified immediately through Los Angeles City alerts, including the wireless emergency alerts on mobile devices. Additionally, the Los Angeles Police Department will go door to door to notify anyone in the affected areas. A broader evacuation warning remains in place around all burn scar zones out of an abundance of caution. The Los Angeles City Fire Department increased staffing beginning yesterday at 6 a.m. and we have strategically positioned resources across the city. Our preparations include a 22-member strike team with 5 off-road Type 3 fire engines and an assistant chief actively patrolling the Palisades area. Dozers and a 27-member hand crew ready to assist with any debris flows or access issues in the city of Los Angeles. Urban search and rescue and swiftwater rescue teams have been staged in the San Fernando Valley. Helicopters and air resources are prepared to launch as weather allows. 7 brush patrols and 1 fast response vehicle, which can quickly reach narrow streets in our high-risk terrain areas. Sandbags are available at all of our 106 neighborhood fire stations. Sand will be available at select stations, and you can find the station details and updates by visiting lafd.org/news. Here are a few important reminders. Never drive or walk through moving water. Call 911 only for life-threatening emergencies. If you need to report flooding, debris flow, or fallen trees, please call 311. For power outages, please visit ladwp.com/outages or call 1-800-DIAL-DWP. And always assume that a downed power line is live. Please do not try to touch them, move them, or approach them. There are a few steps you can take to stay safe during this storm. Consider changing your weekend plans and stay home. Cuddle up, watch a movie, spend some family time. Stay aware of weather conditions and your surroundings. Listen to the radio. Watch your television newscasts. If you hear thunder or see lightning or notice sudden wind changes, go indoors. Stay away from windows and find a place of safety. And remember, if you encounter a flooded area, please don't drive through it. Turn around. The LAFD continues to work in unified coordination with the Los Angeles Emergency Operations Center, which remains fully staffed and ready to respond. My message tonight is simple. Stay informed, stay alert, and stay safe. We're here for you, and we will get through this storm together.
I'll give you an update. There is a warning for everybody except 126 residents, which is an order to leave, not a warning.
New information coming in.
Mention an update.
We just received an update, and I'm going to let Chief McDonald provide that update. He's next to speak. And
I didn't catch half of what he said, so he's going to say it.
Because we do have a change from a warning to an evacuation order. So I stand corrected, and I'll leave it over to Chief McDonald. Sir?
Correction on the
very much.
evacuation.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. As you heard, City of Los Angeles is preparing for a significant storm system expected to arrive soon. Our priority is keeping our community members safe. Due to the increased risk of mud and debris flow, the city has issued an evacuation order for specific properties considered vulnerable to safety risks, with a significant portion of those properties contained within the Pacific Palisades burn zone. This order begins tonight at 8 p.m. and will remain in effect until Sunday morning at 8 a.m. If your home is within the impacted area, please evacuate before 8 p.m. tonight. Take your family, pets, medications, important documents, and any essentials you may need. If someone in your household requires extra time or assistance, please begin that process now. Our role today, LAPD officers from West LA Division, Hollywood, and Mission Divisions have worked with a sense of urgency throughout those impacted areas with notifications completed at all vulnerable properties. And as the Chief mentioned, there's 126 residents that have been notified that will be ordered to leave. Officers have gone door to door, knocking and announcing their presence, notifying residents if present, and distributing evacuation information, and we've documented all of those efforts. At this time, the process of distributing evacuation information is complete to all properties identified as vulnerable to potential safety hazards. The LAPD will continue monitoring conditions throughout the storm, assisting wherever
Blue light special.
The LAPD will continue monitoring conditions throughout the storm, assisting wherever and whenever that's needed. The city has opened an evacuation center at Stoner Recreation Center, located at 1835 Stoner Avenue in West LA, where residents can find shelter and support. Some safety guidance. Once the heavy rain begins, the safest place to be is indoors. Please avoid unnecessary travel, and if you're required to drive, do so safely without distractions and give yourself some extra time to arrive. Keep in mind, mud and debris flows can occur suddenly and become life-threatening with very little, if any, warning. If you experience an emergency, please call 911 immediately. I want to thank our partners across the city, the Mayor's Office, the Los Angeles Fire Department, Emergency Services Division, Public Works, and all city and county agencies. This truly is a coordinated effort to protect all community members. In closing, these evacuation orders are issued because the risk is real. Your safety is our priority, and leaving early is the best way to protect yourself and your family. We'll continue to provide updates as conditions evolve. Thank you, and please stay safe. And it's now my honor to be able to turn it over to the General Manager of the Emergency Management Department, Carol Parks. Carol.
The city's Emergency Operations Center has been activated since last evening. And we will increase staffing overnight to monitor and prepare for any impacts from
All
this
right,
storm.
so there's the update for you. There are no current mandatory evacuations, but this is going to be a radical storm. I just saw on TV around 6 to 7 a.m. tomorrow is when the real radical downfall is supposed to happen. It's supposed to be very heavy for about an entire hour. It's going to be on and off all night, mostly on. It's going to be a lot of rain. I know that it's not quite here yet. You don't see a lot of damage. You don't see a lot of, trees falling, but it's coming because this storm is a couple 100 miles long and it is directed right towards LA. These future, forecasts and these future, radar photos and video has this storm directed at us for the next 24 hours or more. And it's going to be a lot of rain. By tomorrow at this time, you'll realize what all these warnings and advisories were all about. They're asking everyone to stay home, which is, I don't know, I guess probably a decent idea if you're not comfortable driving around at night when it's raining. But man, on a Friday night, these restaurants and stores, they could use that business. So I don't know, maybe Uber Eats, let somebody else drive. I don't know if when they say stay home if you don't have to go out, and then you order on Uber Eats or you have something delivered, is that sort of a bad thing to do? Like your life is more important, so you're going to be home, but you let some other guy out there drive your food around? I don't know. There are some power outages as well. There's one the biggest one is in Bel-Air. There are 294 customers in Bel-Air that are currently without power. There's another one in the San Fernando Valley, 167 people in Reseda that are currently without power. And those are the two big ones right now. There's a smaller one, people without power in, looks like, this is also Brentwood, a different part of Brentwood. So something happened in Brentwood. There's 13 houses out there closer to the ocean. And then in the heart of Brentwood, just east of the 405, there are 294 homes without power in that area as well. And these are rich people, Bel-Air. These are not people that are used to being without anything, water, power, internet, the whole deal. They've got everything. So that's happening as well. There's no indication when. It doesn't say here. So the crews are working on it. Estimated time to return power is 2,100 hours. So what is that? 12 and 9 o'clock? I think it's 9 o'clock tonight. So that's 9 o'clock tonight for the one in Brentwood. The one further out in the San Fernando Valley, see what time you're going to get your power restored. And these are just obviously estimates. But the one in 9 o'clock as well. So the one in Reseda, 167 customers without power, that's going to be around 9 o'clock as well. Crews working on both of them, on both situations. All right, the Palisades residents have been given evacuation. I think they're warnings. I don't think they're mandatory yet, but let's find out. Pacific Palisades, especially susceptible to the amount of rain coming in tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been out here all day, and we really have heard a mixture from people living in this hillside. Some are really concerned about the storm coming in later tonight, and others, after what they went through in January, it's hard to have anything faze them, but I think everybody's on the same page. They're all holding their breath, just hoping it doesn't end up bad. Take a look behind me, though. This is the main thing that's really causing concern. You could see this hillside. This is a burn scar. This was one of the many areas that was burned in the Palisades fire. And so when you connect both the burn scar with heavy rain, which is what we're expecting to see, it's expected to become a mudslide. For families in the Pacific Palisades, this is a familiar kind of anxiety.
I'm nervous for some people's houses, obviously. It's going to suck if a fire comes through and tears most people, then mudslides take out the rest, obviously.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. These people have had a really horrible year. Eaton Fire Area, Palisades, Malibu. This has been, for a lot of people out there, the worst year of their life. And a lot of anxiety still out there. And, and these people who live in the Palisades, again, and we talked about this earlier in the 4 o'clock hour, it was one of the most beautiful areas in the world to live in the world. And now it looks like a war zone in a lot of places. And even if you do get all the permits and you start to build and you finish your house, I saw there, 3 or 4 homes that are due to be finished in January or February of next year, then you're still living 5 to 10 years in a construction zone where every day there are massive trucks coming by. You hear nail guns all day long, heavy machinery all day long, dust on your cars, in your pool, on your patio, on your roof, everywhere.
The backup beeps from the trucks.
Yeah, all that stuff. People walking down your street, outhouses everywhere, for the construction guys. And you got to live like that for 5 years. And I hope Pacific Palisades eventually does come back, but it's going to be some time. It's not going to be next year or the following year. It's probably going to be 5, maybe even 10 years. And it may even be 15 to 20 years before everything is back to normal, before it looks like the neighborhood that you remembered on New Year's of last year or of this previous year. So we're going to let me get some more information here on the Palisades. This is an updated story here on the Palisades. Let's find out. I know they're experiencing some of the rain right now, but that is a very dicey area for the amount of rain that's coming in tonight.
It is coming down. We have been going live here every hour since 11 o'clock. I could tell you just in the past hour, it has really ramped up. You can't see anything, obviously. It's dark now, but there is so much standing water on this road specifically. And obviously, this is prompting concerns, right? We are right in front of the hillside.
And this isn't even the big part of the storm yet. That's overnight and into tomorrow morning. Around 6:30 tomorrow is when it's really supposed to hit radically.
There's a bunch of homes behind us and then that hill. And the main concern is that if we get too much rain in too short of a time, all of that mud and debris has nowhere to go but down. So in situations like this one, that means right into these people's homes. A lot of people we spoke with, though, they have mixed reactions. Take a look. For families in the Pacific Palisades, this is a familiar kind of anxiety.
I'm nervous for some people's houses, obviously. It's going to suck if a fire comes through and tears most.
Yeah, all right, we heard that portion before.
I mean, I'm nervous, but there's not many people living there, and dirt's going to wash into more dirt.
Yeah. And then all that stuff is going to wash right into the ocean again. And the ocean, the beaches are going to be, those beaches just opened last week. Some of those beaches that have been closed since the last January just opened last week. Just last week. It took them that long to clean everything up. And now all that debris, and it's not just mud. It's asbestos, it's toxins, it's all the pollutants that are left over from the fires, all now liquefying and turning into running streams that will continue spreading, those potential hazardous chemicals all over the ocean again. They're going to have to close those beaches again and clean it up again. And every time there's a storm, for the next 2, 3, 4 years, you'll get the same thing. You'll get all the debris that hasn't been picked up by the government yet, by the Army Corps of Engineers. And again, it'll wash it all down into the sand, PCH, and into the ocean. And then they got to come back and clean that up again. Though that beach that is just at the base, I think it's near Sunset and PCH, had just opened last week. And now it's probably going to be closed for another 2, 3, 4 months after this storm. This is going to be a lot of rain. All right, we've got to take a break. This is, I know you're probably thinking, Christ, how much coverage can you do on the rain? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And you'll know tonight, as you listen tonight to KFI, and as you feel the rain coming into your neighborhood and the traffic jams on the side streets and on the freeway, you'll understand what we've been talking about for the last 3, 4, 5 days. A lot of debris, a lot of rain, a lot of closures, mudslides. This is going to be a real test on how prepared we are for this kind of massive early winter storm. We're live on KFI. We'll be live, talking and giving you updates all night long. If it gets really heavy, I'm sure somebody will come in and preempt George Norrie and go live, because this could be a real, memorable storm for a lot of people out there.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
That it is pouring in Burbank, pouring outside. It is unbelievable. And I imagine wherever you are right now, you're getting rained on, and it's going to continue. The heaviest stuff is coming overnight. So you'll probably be up a couple times tonight, especially 5, 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow on Saturday. That's when the real radical downpour begins.
Yeah, it's always tough because when it's hitting in the middle of the night like this, we just have no idea until daylight hits.
Yeah. It's unreal. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a lot of debris flowing into the LA River, and that's going to go into San Pedro or Long Beach. And again, you're going to see refrigerators down there, couches, the whole run. It's, we're just a filthy, community. Japan, on the other hand, the exact opposite. The exact opposite of Los Angeles. Let me play this for you here. A little distraction before we get back to rain talk. Here we go.
This is the cleanest country in the world. You'll be surprised when you watch until the end. In Japan, cleanliness isn't a chore. It's a way of life. Yes, even the garbage trucks look like they just came out of the dealership, so clean that you could see your reflection in them. Wow. And it's no coincidence. Everyday workers wash them before heading out, because dirtying the street would be a sign of disrespect. And that respect extends to everything. Waste management is a true science.
Yeah, we don't have that here. We don't have, people throw constantly. I'm constantly cleaning up around our house, the alley, the street we live on. I take a bag out like every, Saturday or Sunday, just to collect all the crap and debris out there. And there's always trash. I don't know if it's the younger generation doing this, or the older generation, or the generation who's middle-aged. I don't know. But people are constantly throwing crap out of their car onto streets.
There are specific days for each type of garbage: organic, plastic, cans, paper, and each category has its own designated bag. If you make a mistake separating or miss the schedule, you can't take your trash out until the next collection. And the most impressive part? No one complains. Everyone does it out of mutual respect. Public restrooms are on another level. Clean, odorless, with automatic disinfection systems and self-cleaning seats. Ramps, elevators, handrails, everything shines. Not because someone is watching, but because everyone takes care of what belongs to everyone. In Japan, cleanliness isn't an obligation, it's part of their identity. And when you see that, you can't help but wonder, why don't we do the same?
Yeah, I'm getting 2 tickets or 3 tickets to Japan. I'm moving. I've had it. The new fire chief in Los Angeles used to be named Jamie Moore. Now it's Jaime Moore, whatever. But he was sworn in today, and now he's got to deal with this disaster less than 12 hours after he was sworn in.
LA officially has a new fire chief. The city council just voted unanimously to approve Jamie Moore as chief.
Okay, they call him Jamie there. All right. Well, I don't know what it is. I think it's Jamie. And then when he was hired, it's Jaime. It's odd.
The past year has been one of the most challenging in our city's history. The Palisades fire tested every part of our organization.
That's right.
And took a heartbreaking toll on our residents and on our firefighters. I want them to know that I see them, I stand with them, and I will continue to stand up for them. At the same time, I recognize that we're at a crossroads, not only for our department, but for public trust.
Moore is a 30-year fire department veteran. Most recently was the deputy chief with the Valley Bureau. Chief Moore is replacing Kristen Crowley, who was fired shortly after the Palisades fire.
All right, so we got a new chief in town. Ding dong with that guy. All right, we're going to have the latest on all of the weather. But as all of this weather disappears by next Friday, we are going to Orange County, where it's going to be beautiful. So come on out. Don't be afraid of the rain. And don't, if it's one of those nights where they tell you to stay inside, don't. Come on out to Yorba Linda. We'll be at Smart and Final. 21500, 21500 Yorba Linda Boulevard, off the 91. You'll find it. You're pretty good at maps. And we'll be broadcasting live for 4 hours, 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. It's like a marathon. 4 hours. Wow. And we're going to kick off Smartin Finals, their process of taking donations in store for the KFI Pastathon. So there'll be giveaways, food samples, and special gift bags for the first 250 people that show up. Seems like a lot. But maybe we'll get 250. Who knows? But come on out. It'll be a party. We'll all be, yelling at each other. Probably, I don't know, collecting money for sure. And we have an auction. I'm auctioning off some of the items I found while we cleaned out the garage. But it's really cool KFI stuff. There's John and Ken CDs. There's KFI backpack. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. And so the auction, all the money goes to Katarina's Club. So you can bid on some really cool stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's next Friday, 4 to 8 p.m., Smartin Final, Yorba Linda, on Yorba Linda Boulevard, right off the 91. We're live. Keep an eye on this rain tonight and tomorrow, right here on KFI AM 640.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.